Today I'll be reviewing One Piece movies because I've been reading One Piece recently. Also, I'll be putting them on a tier list because I thought that would be fun. Disclaimer first though, I'm not really a movie watcher. I don't know what makes a movie work and what doesn't. Also, I'm really biased towards One Piece, so take my opinions with a grain of salt because maybe I'm overrating something at any given time. I'm not gonna recap what One Piece is about. You just go read it. I know it's like 1,100-ish chapters long, but like, you're not a baby, right? You can read more than 3 words at a time. The first film I'm gonna be reviewing is One Piece Film Red. It's a musical, I think. I don't know if I want to call it a musical because there's this really long stretch where there's absolutely no songs being sung, and centered around this character called Uta, who is this, in universe, is this super popular singer that became famous through the mystical art of live streaming. And now she's holding her biggest concert yet, and the Straw Hat Pirates are all super excited to go. They even dressed for the occasion, and I really like their costumes and stuff. Like, Usopp is dressed like fucking Gene Simmons from Kiss. Luffy looks like a child. My favorite one has to be Jinbei. Bro's dressed up like Elvis Presley, and that's just so in character for him. Anyway, for some reason the world government like sent fucking 2 admirals and like 20 billion navy fleets, which I found kind of excessive, to be honest, till it revealed that the concert was a front for Uta's plan, killing herself and trapping everyone in the world inside a pocket dimension. She's actually stronger than the main antagonist of the series. I'm kind of mixed on this movie though. On one hand, it felt like it was Jangling Kiss the movie, and it was made exclusively for the audience to like make soy faces and be like, "Whoa, you seeing this shit? It's Bluno talking to Kobe. And what is that? Charlotte Katakuri, my beloved? And he's standing next to Shanks, and he's freaking awesome." I don't know, I think it felt a bit too fanservicey for my liking. And like, don't get me wrong, I did enjoy the blatant fanservice. I love the feeling of acting like the average MCU fan when they see a comic book reference that they don't understand, and I did clean my pants at the end where the protagonists collabed with former antagonists to defeat the evil CGI monster. I've come to expect more from Eiichiro Oda's writing, cause you know, he wrote One Piece, but like, I don't know, maybe I'm being too harsh on the movie. Let me know down in the comments below. But on the other hand, this movie had some pretty great stuff in it. It was like absolute cinema, I'm telling you. It was like really funny. I really like the characters in this movie, not just the already established ones, but also Uta herself. I'll talk about her in a bit though. Shanks' parts were great. I especially liked his flashback where he's reminiscing about the time he found Uta on some chest in the middle of the ocean. I thought that scene was like really beautiful. Also, I really enjoyed the songs in this movie. They were sung by Ado, who is this popular J-pop artist. I'm kind of mixed on Uta herself though. I like her personality and character, but she feels like a really shitty OC that you'd see on like DeviantArt or Tumblr. Like, she's the daughter of one of the most powerful pirates in the universe. She has the most broken devil fruit ability. She's the friend to Monkey D. Luffy, who's the protagonist. I like her character, don't get me wrong, I just thought that comparison was really funny not to make. Enough about dumb comparisons to make, let's talk about a really stupid criticism I have. There's this one scene like 40 minutes in where Luffy faints after getting splashed with seawater, and that would happen because he's a devil fruit user and he's really weak against seawater, but like, he could have died. It's not like the guy who splashed him was a strong or remarkable person, it was like actually just some dude. I know this is a dumb complaint to have, but it really fucking pissed me off and almost ruined my experience watching the movie. Maybe I'm no better than CinemaSins.
Uta is like 4 in this scene, which means I cannot goon throughout all the movie like I wanted to. I'm putting 1 quadrillion scenes because of this.
In any case, who cares about this complaint except for me? I gave this movie a light to decent. I gotta listen to more Ado out of 10, and I think I'm putting it on B tier. Okay, on to the next movie, One Piece the Cursed Holy Sword. Okay, before I start, I have to say this. I had to download this shit off Facebook because it's not available to watch in any single streaming service. For legal reasons, this is a joke. It's about some sort of evil mind-controlling sword that takes over Saga's mind. Saga is Zoro's childhood friend, and throughout the movie, Zoro helps him because, like, they made a promise or something like that. I'll be honest, I don't remember much of the plot. It was really forgettable to say the least. Let's read what the wiki says this movie was about. Yeah, that sounds about right. The fact that I thought this movie was kind of forgettable doesn't mean it was a worthless experience or anything. I think it has its charm, one that's like kind of hard to put into words, but if I had to try, it would be that this movie feels like something they play at 8 p.m. on Cartoon Network. I don't know if this makes sense, but like that's basically what was kind of at the back of my mind while watching this movie. Now, that doesn't mean this movie is like good or anything. Far from it. This movie is so goddamn boring that halfway through watching it, I found myself knee-deep in a Terraria playthrough. But even though it's kind of like super boring and uninteresting and garbage, this movie did have some parts I enjoyed a lot. For one, it takes place before the 2-year time skip that happens halfway through the series, and I found myself chuckling at a few of the jokes, and my favorite part about the movie was about how the Straw Hats themselves acted. Besides that, this movie has absolutely no other redeeming qualities whatsoever. The animation was terrible, shit looked like Zelda's CDI at some points, no offense to the animators or writers though. Saga, who is the main villain, was such a non-character that him lacking a personality or anything interesting about him is what I remember him by. That and the fact that he kind of looks like an enemy Zoro would end up fighting literally 2 decades after this movie. Also, Luffy's Straw Hat is way too small in the movie. I don't know why that bothered me so much, but it did. I bet this movie would go so hard if you watched it wearing a onesie with a glass of milk and some cookies at hand. I'm giving this movie a light to decent, but I would have loved this shit when I was a kid out of 10, and putting it on C tier as in can't think of anything funny to say. One Piece Film Gold is gonna be the last movie I'll be reviewing today, probably, but don't worry, I plan on watching and rating all the One Piece movies eventually, so subscribe and stay tuned for that. By the way, this is completely unrelated, but let me know down in the comments below if anyone would like me to review either more anime films or just more One Piece stuff in general. Maybe I could get around to seeing the live action once season 2 comes out. Anyways, on to the review. One Piece Film Gold is about the Straw Hat Pirates going into debt after gambling away all their money in the city of Gran Tesoro, after which they organize a heist. 99% of gamblers quit before they win, and I genuinely thought that the Straw Hats would be part of the 1%. The help of this one purple-haired girl, I don't know why that's so hard for me to say, whose name I forgot. Her name is Karina, and I only know this because of the One Piece TCG. I think her laugh is pretty funny. She's Nami's friend from back when she was a thief. I liked Karina's character, I liked her relationship to Nami, but there were parts I liked in the movie much more than those things. Like the fact my goat Rob Lucci appears, and also Sabo. Those two are some of my favorite One Piece characters, and I'm glad they got to make a cameo appearance. The art direction, it's just absolute cinema. I love both the city of Gran Tesoro itself, it may be one of my favorite One Piece locations, as well as the outfits in the movie, because the characters look pretty hot in them. My personal favorite was Sanji and Robin's thief outfits, because again, they look pretty hot in them. Sorry for falling for cheap fan service, I'm only human after all. Gil Tesoro, who was the main antagonist, and his troop of idiots worked well enough for me. I thought they were fun antagonists. I liked how they kind of mirrored Doflamingo and his family, but I didn't like the final fight against them. In my opinion, it was kind of a slog. I don't know what else to say about this movie. It was really long. It clocked at about 2 hours. Kind of reminded me of Sai's Palace from Persona 5. Also, for a fun change of pace, instead of Zoro rescuing a Straw Hat after being kidnapped, he's the one being kidnapped. Overall, I really like this movie. It has a lot of what I love about One Piece, like fun characters with goofy designs, a few cool fights, and it was a fun time overall. Frankly, if it had ended in a big CGI monster fight that kind of feels like it was made for the trailers, I would have easily graded this movie higher. I'm giving this one a strong to decent. I wish I had money out of 10, and putting it on B tier, as in, by the way, how do I end this video? Also, I'm changing One Piece Film Red's rating from a B to an A, as in, ah crap, I forgot a joke in that section. In conclusion, One Piece movies just exist, and you should watch them, probably. Or probably not, I don't care. Please like and subscribe, and see you in the next one. If there's a next one, take care and